Hello and welcome everyone. In this video, I am going to discuss 15 important questions on forensic toxicology, and this is the part 1 of the series. And in this video, I am going to discuss about the introduction, history, and the law related to forensic toxicology. And those who don't know me, I am Amar and the founder of forensicmcq.com. It is a platform where you will practice category-wise MCQs on various topics specifically designed for NTA UGC NET and forensic entrance exams. So, without any further delay, let's move to the question number 1. Question number 1 states that the origin of the word toxic is from, and here are the options. Option first say Latin tox means poison, Greek tox means poison. Option 3 Latin tox means bow. Option 4 Greek tox means bow. And the correct answer for this question is option 4 Greek tox means bow. Moving to the question number 2, in which year was the Treatise of General Toxicology published? And here are the options. Option first 1840, option second 1900, option third 1873, and option 4 1845. And the correct answer for this question is 1840. Now let's check the explanation part. So the Treatise of General Toxicology is published by Matthew Orfel, and he was a Spanish. He was born in Spain, and later he moved to the France, where he worked and became the professor of forensic chemistry. In later years, he also became the dean of the University of Paris, and he also authored Tarted as Poison, which is later published in English as Treatise of General Toxicology, and he published it in 1814. Now, let's move to the question number 3. Dash determines if a substance is considered medicine or poison in legal terms. And here are the options. Option first is the chemical composition of the substance. Option second says the intent with which the substance is given. And option third says the amount of substance administered. And option 4 says the method of administering the substance. And the correct answer for this question is option second, the intent with which the substance is given. So before moving to the next slide, let's discuss this in detail. So in legal terms, when we call medicine and when a substance is called poison. So medicine is simply any substance that has intent to save life. So its intent is to save life. Save life. Whereas for poison, any substance that is intended to cause harm or hurt, then it is considered as poison. So any substance, for example, this is a tablet A. This is tablet A. If it is given to save the life with an intent to save a life, then it is considered as a medicine. Similarly, if this tablet is given to a person with an intent to harm, so that, for example, a doctor knows that when he gives this tablet to a specific person, for say diabetic person, then it will react differently and can cause harm. In that case, similar tablet will be considered as a poison. I hope you get the idea what is a substance considered medicine or poison in legal terms. Now, let's move to the question number 4. It is an assertion reason question. Assertion says anything can be considered a poison depending on its application and dosage. And this is correct. Anything can be a poison. For example, water is an essential for our life, but it can become poison if we take in a maximum amount or excessively, let's say 6 to 7 liters per day. Then it can cause water intoxication or cause an electrolyte imbalance, which later leads to intoxication or hyperhydration. Now let's check the reason part. A poison is defined not by the substance itself, but its effect on the body, whether through constitutional or local effect leading to ill health or death. This is also correct. As I already told you earlier, a poison or a substance can be a medicine or poison both, and its effect majorly defined whether it is a poison or a medicine. So both assertion and reasons are correct. So option first will be the correct answer. Now let's move to the question number 5. Define clinical toxicology. And here are the options. The chemical exposure that cause diseases, the cultivation of the plants for toxic production, the historical use of poisons in warfare, the study of poison resistant in wildlife. And the correct answer for this question is the chemical exposure that cause diseases. So the correct answer is 1. Now let's check the explanation part. Clinical toxicology deals with the diseases caused by abnormal chemical exposure. Moving to the question number 6. Question number 6 is, what is chronic poisoning? Chronic poisoning is defined by the repeated exposure. So you can say that repeated exposure of the small doses of the toxin over an extended period of time, PD. So repeated exposure of small doses over an extended period of time, and which again result in the gradual worsening of the health, in which there is a gradual, or you can say day by day, the health of a person degraded. And this is what defines the chronic poisoning. And one of the most common example is the heterosex to the continuous exposure of the mercury, and it basically affects the central nervous systems and cause a neurological disorder. Now let's check the options. Option first says rapid deterioration after a single exposure of toxin. I already told you it is a repeated exposure of small doses over an extended period of. So first can't be the true answer for this question. Moving to the option second, immediate death following toxin exposure without symptoms. This is also incorrect because it is not an immediate death. It usually develops over a period of time. Moving to the option third, gradual worsening caused by the smaller dose over time. And this is the correct answer. It correctly defines what is chronic poison. So the correct answer is option 3, gradually worsening caused by the smaller doses over time. Moving to the question number 7, what characterizes acute poisoning? So acute poisoning is characterized by the excessive single dose. So you can say single dose or several dose, but at a short period of time. So for a short period of time. So the main difference between the acute and chronic poisoning is, in chronic there is a small exposure of doses over an extended period of time. But in case of acute poisoning, the poisoning or the single doses are usually taken over a short period of time. And this is the major difference between the acute and chronic poisoning. Now let's check the options. A long-term exposure to a toxin, this is incorrect because it defines the chronic poisoning. Moving to the option second, a massive dose of poison leading to rapid death. This is also incorrect because it says massive dose, but in acute poisoning, it usually has several dose or single dose, which are usually small. So option 2 can't be correct. Moving to the option 3, an excessive dose taken over a short period of time. This is the correct answer because it defines excessive dose that is taken over a short period of time. It may be the single dose or the several dose, but it should be taken in a short period of time. Then it will characterize as acute poison. So the correct answer for this question is option 3, an excessive dose taken over a short period of time. So without moving further, let's re-evaluate the acute versus chronic. So in case of acute poisoning, there is a large quantity of toxin. For example, it can be arsenic that can be ingested or taken in a short period of time. But in chronic, for example, arsenic is diluted in the river, and the water is then drinking by the people that are living nearby. In that case, the people living nearby have a low level of arsenic and they are drinking regularly, which for an extended period of time, which can cause chronic poisoning. I hope you get the difference between acute and chronic poisoning. Now, let's move to the question number 8. Define fulminant poisoning. And here are the options. Slow symptoms development. Second, fast symptoms development. Third, rapid death from massive dose. And fourth, easily treatable mild poison. So fulminant poisoning is defined by the consumption of excessive large quantity of toxin that can cause rapid death, and even in that case the symptoms are not visible. So the correct answer for this question is the rapid death from the massive dose. So option third will be the correct answer. And one of the common example of fulminant poisoning is ingesting a large amount of cyanide, which result in death within a few minutes. Let's say 3 to 4 minutes, or maybe extended to 15 minutes. But it usually the onset death, and there are usually no symptoms, or you can say no time for the symptoms to develop, no time for symptoms to develop. First of all, sorry for the bad handwriting. And so you can say that the fulminant poisoning has three main characteristics. First, it doesn't usually have time to show the symptoms, and secondly, it usually taken in the large doses, and that are usually onset within few minutes. So this all three constitutes a fulminant poisoning. And here the explanation part, which we usually says result in the rapid death, often without prior symptoms due to the large toxin dose. I already told you that. Now let's move to the question number 9. It is a statements question, and now first check the statement first. Toxinology. It is toxinology, not toxicology. So toxinology is the study of toxins produced by the plants, animals, bacteria, and fungi. And all these toxins, when harmful to the humans, they are referred as toxinology. So toxinology is the science of the study of toxins that are produced by plants, animal, bacteria, and fungi that are harmful to humans. So let's take the statement first. Toxinology focuses exclusively on the study of bacterial toxins. So it says exclusively study of the bacterial toxins. So this makes statement first is wrong, because it is not exclusive to the bacteria but also to the plants, animals, and fungi. So statement first is wrong statement. Now moving to the statement second. Acute poisoning is distinguished by the symptoms that develop rapidly after a single dose or multiple dose taken in a short time frame. So this is a correct statement, because acute poisoning is usually have rapid symptoms, and usually due to the single dose, or you can say several dose over a short period of time. So SDST. So this makes statement second correct. Now let's check the options. So option 4, statement first is false, but statement second is true. Now let's move to the match the following questions, which is question number 10. And first is the principle and description, or you can say principle of poisoning. So what is acute poisoning? I already told you. So acute poisoning is smaller dose or several dose for a short period of time. So acute poisoning is single dose or several dose over a short period of time. So option number 4. So option number 4 will be the correct answer. Similarly, for the chronic poisoning, I already told you several dose or small dose over an extended period of time. Extended period of time. So the correct answer for this is the smaller dose over a period leading a gradual worsening. So for B, the correct option will be the first. Similarly, fulminant poisoning is the one large or one massive dose that leads to rapid death. So option second will be the correct answer. And for toxinology, as we already discussed earlier, is a science dealing with the toxins from the plants, animal, bacteria, and fungi that are harmful to the humans. So option third. So the correct option for this question is option 4, option first, option second, and option third. Let's check the options. And option 4, first, second, third. Option third will be the correct answer. Now, let's check the question number 11. What does the section 284 IPC deals with? And here are the options. Option 1, punishing the intentional murder using any means. Option second, punishing rash conduct involving poisonous substance. Option third, punishing negligent conduct involving poisonous substance. And option fourth, both second and third. And the correct answer for this question is option fourth, both second and third. Now let's check the explanation part. So section 284 addresses the legal consequences for causing hurt or injury through rash or negligent conduct with respect to poison. And for this, the punishment will be the 6 month imprisonment. It usually the simple imprisonment with or without fine up to 1,000 rupees. So let's take what is an example in which 284 IPC usually imply. So let's say if a person, let's say a person A is a chemist and he also stores toxic chemicals in it, and he has some containers. For example, this is a container, and usually it is unlabeled, and he himself gives this toxic chemicals to another person, or you can say patient, which leads to death or worsen his health. So in this case, it is a case of negligence. So the person responsible for the storage can be charged under Section 284 IPC. Now let's move to the question number 12. The maximum punishment under Section 328 IPC for administering poison with intent to hurt is, and here are the options: imprisonment for the 10 years and a fine, imprisonment for 20 years and a fine, life imprisonment without a fine, life imprisonment with a fine of minimum 1 lakh. And the correct answer for this question is the imprisonment for 10 years and fine. So section IPC 328 usually deals with the administrative of poison, in which the intent is there, and they are usually done to hurt or commission an offense. For example, to facilitate a robbery, a robbers injected some toxins to the members of the family. In that case, he will charge with the Section 328 IPC. Now, let's move to the question number 13, the punishment for handling ganja for the first offense. And here are the options: rigorous imprisonment, RI, means rigorous imprisonment for 5 years and or a fine of 0.5 lakh. Option second, rigorous imprisonment, RI, for 10 years and or a fine of 0.5 lakh. Option third, rigorous imprisonment, RI, for 5 years and or a fine of 1 lakh. And option four, a fine of 1 lakh only. And the correct answer for this question is option first, rigorous imprisonment of 5 years and a fine of 0.5. Here is a catch. If it is a first offense, then it should be a fine of 50,000, or either 50,000 or 0.5 lakh and 5 years of prison. But in case of the second offense, in that case, then imprisonment may extend to the 10 years plus with a fine of 1 lakh, 1 lakh rupees. So the correct answer is option first. And here is the explanation part. I already stated that also for the first offense, handling ganja. So the punishment is 5 years and 0.5 lakh. And similarly, for repeated offense, imprisonment may extend to 10 years and a fine of 1 lakh. Now, let's move to the question number 14. The maximum fine for a first-time offense under the Narcotics, Drug and Psychotic Substance Act 1985. And here are the options: 50,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, 2 lakh rupees, and 3 lakh rupees. And the correct answer for this question is option number third, 2 lakh rupees, because it says first offense, first time offense. But in case of second time offense or third or repeated offense, then fine is extended to the 3 lakh rupees. Now let's check the explanation part. So for the first time offense, one punished with a rigorous imprisonment of 10 of more than or equal to 10 years, which may extend to 20 years, and a fine of 1 lakh, which may extend to the 2 lakh rupees. And in case of repeated offense, then the rigorous imprisonment is usually equal to or greater than 15 years, which may extend to the 30 years, and a fine of 1.5 lakh or more, which may also extend up to 3 lakh rupees. So for first time offense, the maximum fine will be the 2 lakh, and for the repeated offense, the maximum fine will be of 3 lakhs. Moving to the question number 15. What does the Prevention of Illicit Traffic in NDPS Act 1988 provide for? And here are the options: mandatory rehabilitation for the offenders. Second, a fine for all drug-related offense. Option third, legalization of certain narcotics for the medicinal use so that they are used for the treatment. And fourth, preventive detention and seizures of the property. And the correct answer for this question is option four, preventing detention and seizure of property. So now let's check this with an example. For example, it is a person A. So this person A. So he is a drug trafficker and may continue to engage in activities. So the police has the right to detain this person to prevent such activity in the future. So let's say he has a warehouse. So he has a warehouse in which he stores ganja or some illicit drugs. So in that case, the person is the owner of that house and store illegal narcotics. Uh, so police can also seize the property or warehouse as per the NDPS Act. So NDPS provide power to the authority to seize the property that are involved in drug trafficking activities. With that, thank you so much for watching till now. I hope you have subscribed our channel. So let's meet in another video, and we are nearly around 2K subscriber. Thank you for your support. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. This will motivate us to upload regular videos and make helpful content for you. Thank you.